All right, everybody, thanks for joining us today. I'm Big Mike. I've got Bob from Velocity Futures here today. He's going to talk about how you can get XTrader for free through their broker. And then I've got Trading Technologies here. Bill and Maria are going to show XTrader in a live market. They're going to show all the unique features of the XTrader, what they call MD Trader, Market Depth Trader, which most everyone else knows as DOM, Depth of Market. There's lots of unique features, some things that are very exciting, some things you probably didn't realize were even possible. So as you guys have questions, just type those into the box that says questions or chat, and those questions will then show up to the presenter, and they will answer them back over the computer speakers. Okay, guys, here's Bob from Velocity Futures.
Okay, everyone hear me there? Good. So sorry you're going to have to look at the full PowerPoint screen and so forth. We're having trouble with keeping it just to one screen, but as long as it looks good and you guys can all see the PowerPoint, we'll get started. As Mike said, we've got Bill Markham and Maria Hernandez here from Trading Technologies, and I'd like to welcome them and welcome you to this presentation of their XTrader platform. TT and Velocity have a very long-standing relationship. They were actually our first trading platform that we came on with, and still are our premier trading platform. We offer XTrader, XTrader Pro, and as Mike had said, we offer XTrader Free, which is no monthly fee for the XTrader single exchange platform. We'd also like to thank Mike for getting us all together. So with that, we'll just get going and go over today's agenda. We're just going to be quickly discussing Velocity and some of its features and services, maybe 5 minutes. And then we'll follow up by a Q&A session. I'm joined here by my colleague Dale Box, and Dale's a licensed AP, and he'll be able to answer any of your technical or brokerage-related questions that you might have in the Q&A. So if you guys just type those in, and we'll get to them as soon as we're done with this brief rundown. So let's get started. So we're using screenshots from our website, tradewithvelocity.com, for the presentation. You can visit the site anytime you'd like to get more detailed information if you'd like. Velocity is a full-service global futures commission merchant that was founded in 2002. Our client base ranges from active traders to hedge funds, professional trading groups, introducing brokers, and several CTOs, CPOs. Last year, on average, we processed over 400,000 contracts per day for our clients. We've been a Futures Magazine Top 50 broker for the last 3 years, and we've been a very technology-based firm from the start, and allows us to present, to give you guys cutting-edge technology and services, and still keep the pricing very competitive. So this is our commissions tab on the site. As you can see, we clearly post our commissions along with margin requirements and contract specs. Each contract's commissions are broken down by product, volume tiers, platforms, and various exchange memberships.
Bob, can I stop you for one moment?
Sure.
Can you make this full screen so it's a little bit easier to see?
Sure, let me see. Let me know if, let's see.
Current slide, it'll do it. Oh, it's going back to that dual monitor stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem, unfortunately. I don't know why it's taking up both monitors. Is it really difficult to see?
Nah, it'll be good enough. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's never done it before. Anytime I've ever done a slide presentation, it's only taken up one of the screens, but something's different for some reason. Sorry about that. All right, so where were we? Yeah, so those are the commissions. You can go online and see any contract using any platform. It breaks it down in a million different ways for you, so you really can take a look at what our commissions are and margin requirements and so forth. Throughout the site, there are links like this that can take you to our online account application. We've made it very easy and efficient to complete it. Once the online application is complete, you're automatically logged onto our client portal where you can upload needed compliance documents and choose your trading platform and access wire instructions, which brings us to the client portal. Each of our clients have free access to this portal. This is the home page you're looking at. From here, you can quickly review and manage your account. You can review real-time positions, P&L history, account balances, net liquidity and such from this section here in the middle. You can quickly access statements and trade records for reviewing or for download. Down in the bottom right-hand corner here, you can access your banking functions, and you can wire money directly from the portal. And each one of these sections are just a summary on the front page, and you can expand them to click into view and use their full functionality from any of the tabs you're looking at here. We'll just look at two for time's sake. This is the Reports tab. It provides a lot of useful trading statistics. You can use customizable date ranges, and the screen you're looking at here is gain or loss by hour of day. You can use to see this, to see when you typically make or lose your money throughout either a single day or over a long period of time or what have you. Other reports on here show you the percentage of winning versus losing trades over a period of time, average gross profit per trade, percentage of winning transaction for long trades versus short trades, and your P&L curve over time, which you saw back here at the bottom here is that screen that you're looking at, P&L curve. Finally, this is our leaderboard. This is definitely our most popular feature. The leaderboard, as you can see, as of last week, down in the bottom left there, it shows there were 735 of our clients that had opted in to share the trade data with this community. As a Velocity client, you can opt in under an alias as well. Currently on the leaderboard, we display the current day's trade data, including the products traded, current day's profit or loss for open, closed, and net positions. You can look at up on top, just on top of the list there, you can see you can look at the leaders on the day, laggers on the day, or you can look at it based on product traded. We're working on expanding the functionality of this leaderboard and should be coming out fairly soon to include things like group trading statistics and so forth for the entire group. So including XTrader, Velocity offers 6 different trading platforms from which you can choose. Several of the platforms, including XTrader, as Mike was saying, are offered for free of platform fees. And we also provide free real-time data simulators for all 6 of the platforms. As far as our trading infrastructure, we maintain world-class data centers in Chicago, Houston, and Frankfurt, Germany. Our networks use Tier 1 carriers exclusively, and we utilize self-optimizing routing technology to designed to eliminate bottlenecks. And we also provide hosting facilities with rack space in the Equinix data center next to the CME for black box latency sensitive trading systems. So because we're here for XTrader, I just wanted to really run through some of our services and features real quick. If you'd like to see more, you can visit the website at tradewithvelocity.com, or you can contact us at operations@velocityfutures.com or call 1-800-490-9390. That'll get you in touch with the trading and support desk, and they'll be happy to answer any of your questions or help you open an account or anything like that. So with that, we're going to go through some of these questions that you have posted. Go ahead and put them up there if you want. I'm trying to stretch it out here so we can see more of them. And I'll turn it over to Dale to answer some of your questions here. So if you just read the question and then the answer.
Okay, FX Wealth asks if he can use XTrader for trading spot Forex. Unfortunately, we do not offer Forex. To the best of my knowledge, TT did have the functionality when they offered the hotspot exchange, and I don't even believe that exists anymore. Greg asks for margin info. Which particular product would you like margin info on? You can also get all the intraday margins and initial margins, as well as the maintenance margin for any product on the website.
So I'll go back to
D. Simoes asks, is there a minimum trading level to be able to use XTrader? No, there is not. Helge C is asking, with XTrader free, is it only one exchange at a time? Can I change exchanges during the day? The way it works is you do have access to all of the offered exchanges, but you do not have concurrent access. So if you're, an ES trader, you would need a CME workspace. And if you also traded, the Dow or the DAX, then you would need a CBOT workspace and a Eurex workspace. James is asking if an individual receives better cost benefits without an introducing broker, or is pricing the same? An FCM should be able to, meet or beat any price that an introducing broker could give you. It's all just a matter of, which customer service you like the best.
Where are we here?
You
need to go up or down?
Greg again is asking, wanting live margin info in customer portal. Are you referring to the margin that you would be using on any open position at the time?
That's tough to do. Yeah.
That's definitely a feature that we can add. D. Samos is asking, what can he trade here? The DAX, currencies, crude, grains, etc. Correct. We offer Globex, which includes COMEX, NYMEX, CBOT, Eurex, and ICE. Paul is saying, do I mean with XTrader Free he could trade 4 hours on the CBOT and 4 hours on the CME, simply logging out of the CBOT and re-logging into the CME? That is correct, yes. Greg is saying he heard that there are two programs, a standard and a pro. That is correct. XTrader Free is one exchange. XTrader Subscription is also one exchange. With the subscription model, you can select 2 exchanges or 3 exchanges or pro. Now, XTrader Free is the exact same platform, feature function-wise, as the subscription. One, of course, is going to benefit the trader that's not doing very much volume and doesn't want to pay the $625 a month, and the other is going to benefit the guy that's doing the volume so he can receive the cheaper commissions. Now, what XTrader Pro adds is access to the auto spreader and access to the auto trader, as well as concurrent exchange access for all the offered exchanges.
I think a lot of these XTrader questions can be directed to the experts. I mean, Dale is certainly an expert in the platform, but they're going to be getting on and going through their full presentation. And if you want to ask specific questions about XTrader after that, that might be a little bit more appropriate.
Correct, Greg. Orders do go directly to the exchange with XTrader.
If anybody has any final questions for Velocity, type them right now. Otherwise, we're going to turn it over to Trading Technologies and do the live XTrader demo.
John is asking if he can open an account in euros. Yes, you can. Greg's asking for the price of XTrader Pro. It's $1,400 a month plus applicable tax. D. Samos, yes. The fees for XTrader Free are on the website, and the fees for XTrader Free would be commissions only.
The screen, if you can still see the screen that we have up, I just have the ES open. But you can see on that expansion there across the top, there's several tabs for each platform. The one that's showing right now is for XTrader, the subscription. Right next to it, XTrader Free. So if you just go to tradewithvelocity.com, there's a gray bar across the top, and you can click on commissions. Go to whatever product you want to look up and thumb through the tabs and see the different commissions for each front end.
Pam is asking for the minimum amount to open an account. The minimum opening balance would be $5,000. Peter is asking if we offer any exchanges from Asia or Australia. No, sir, we do not.
So I think that's it. Mike,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
we're ready to turn it over. I mean, if they want to get a hold of us, I'll put this, the screen up one more time, or you can just go onto our website, and there's a Contact Us page naturally there on the front, and you can just click on that, and you can IM back and forth to us, or give us a call, or send us an email. We'll get any kind of questions or help you out with opening an account.
Bob, thanks, Dale. And I do want to say that the Velocity Futures website is really fantastic. It'll answer all your questions as far as commissions and margins and et cetera. And I see one last question here as far as all the different software they offer. They offer a lot of things, but on this webinar, we're just talking about XTrader. So with that in mind, give me just one more second, and I'll be turning it over to Bill and Maria at TradingTechnologies for the XTrader demo. Just 1 second, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Bill Markham and Maria Hernandez. Hope everyone can hear us. We had to run out quickly and buy a brand new microphone. And we're very delighted to be offered this chance to show our software. Thank Velocity and Big Mike. Trading Technologies has been around since 1995. It was started as a way to connect to the Eurex exchange. TT currently connects to 31 exchanges around the world. Its software is deployed by 80 banks, clearers, and brokers around the world. TT has 650 employees, 12 offices, and we are live to you from the Houston office, where our concentration obviously is oil, gas, and power, but we can answer questions in any market, as Maria is out of the Chicago office. Our host for today, Velocity, actually deploys over 150 TT software licenses and is an excellent customer to us. Trading Technologies also offers a hosting solution called TTNet. I have a map of TTNet. This is our hosting solution around the world. Let me see if I can pull this out of the way. And you see we have full redundancy from Chicago, New Jersey, London, Frankfurt, Tokyo, Singapore, and Sydney. And within there we can house the infrastructure for our large customers. And we are building out Sao Paulo as we speak. And everything is, again, fully redundant, fully fail-safe. TT is owned by a trader, and everything in TT primarily is designed around order execution for its clients. We want the fastest way to get your order to the exchange. We have a front-end product called the MD Trader, which we're going to show you today. It's the main reason for TT's dominant position in the futures trading world. And at this time, I'm going to turn the webinar over to Maria Hernandez, and she's going to show you some of the features of MD Trader. And then after Maria's demonstration, we'll take some questions, and also then we will go into the API and fix connectivity to the TT environment.
Okay, right now I'm going to bring up XTrader. I've already gone ahead and logged on, so you'll actually already looking at the XTrader control panel. And what I'm going to do is I'll do it more like a high-level overview, and if you'll just give me a second, I just want to be sure. I want to be able to also see some questions maybe that are coming in.
See a little box that says questions, and you can undock it.
Dockets. Where? Oh, got you. That's exactly what I wanted. And I'll have
Section.
Bill.
Yeah, it's the same section for audio and everything else on the main GoToWebinar screen.
We're gonna, the question here is about our algorithm design for XTrader. It is real and it will be available very soon. We're gonna cover those more advanced features right after Maria gets done with the initial demonstration on the product itself. We'll tell you what's going to be coming out in XTrader in the near future.
Okay. Okay, so right now you can see what I have up here is the XTrader Pro version. I'm going to go ahead and open up and bring up one of our MD traders, which you would do by just going to our Market Explorer. I happen to be logged into several different exchanges as well as all of our SIMs. So I'm going to go to just one of our SIMs, TT SIM, and go to ES and bring up an ES contract. And I'm going to show it in two different formats. So there's a couple of different ways a trader can trade. Actually, I'm just going to bring over all the products, show the market grid, and this I'm just going to show you that, you know, if you don't like the market depth trader, you can also have a huge market grid with all the different products maybe that you want to see, look at, and then in comparison show our MD trader, which is what we're known for, our bread and butter. So I'll minimize that for now. And as you can see, the market grid, a big way of seeing many different contracts at once. You can trade off of it, selecting the ask price, quantity, buy and sell. You can change your prices, quantities, obviously with the toggle buttons up and down. In comparison, our MD trader just focused on one product, one particular month, so this is ES June 11 contract, and you'll see the price along the center with the bids and offers along each side. Now, the reason we have a little patent in all of this is because it is a static ladder. Unlike all of our, I guess you'd say competition, their ladders move. So in this case, the prices that you're seeing here, the market will keep moving. The bids and offers will move up along the price ladder or down if the market happens to go down. The other one, all of our other competitors, they do have to adjust and move. So that's what our little patent here is for. But let's say the market has moved and you do want to bring it back to the center. I'm going to move it up. With the space bar on the keyboard, you could quickly just bring it back. So just quickly on the ladder, net change along the top. Top is the computer time, desktop time. Default would be your account number. If you were to have different ones, they would all be in there. Total volume for the day from the previous day settlement. Net position, right now 0, we're flat, we haven't done anything. Quantity, you're about to submit into the market. And all these buttons on here can be customized with the right click. If you right click, you could go ahead and change them to whatever you'd like. You can make them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe 10. So that's at your discretion. Clear will clear your quantity, and this is a default that you can add if you want to trade 5 lots and that's all you want to do and always have it ready to go. This would be for your stops, which I will touch on, all the different order types that we have. And these delete buttons are for deleting your orders. This will delete your bids and offers, the delete all. Under it, I believe it's just your delete bids. It'll just highlight your bids, and the second delete is for the offers. And we have also a liquidate button, which I would always tell traders you have to be very careful with that one. The liquidate button, if you have a position, will get you flat very quickly. So if you are short 5, you will it will send the order to the market, you'll be flat, and it will delete all working orders that you have out there. Oh, and in the last column, you have the last traded quantity. Green on an uptick, red on a downtick, white where it's continuously trading, as you saw right now. So let's put some orders out there so you can get the basic gist of XTrader. And actually, before I even do that, let me bring up a couple of other windows so that everything can flow together. Our order book, which will have all the working orders, and very important one, the fill window. Once we've gotten filled, where all your orders will be. Over a little bit, okay. Along the top will be your list of fills, and the bottom, your P&L. So first things first, I'm just going to put a working order out there, which, hold on 1 second, small difficulty. Small problem with my customer defaults. Good now. Okay. And since I did have an issue, just one thing to note, if you ever do have any issues, you're trying to place an order and you don't know what exactly is the problem, an easy way is if you go up here to our Audit Trail, and I always tell traders, we don't expect you to remember every single one of these icons. You can always go to Window and bring it up that same way. Here's the Audit Trail. It'll bring it up and tell you what's going on. I happen to have seen this error before, so I know what to do, and it's just telling me it's rejected because I have linked to too many defaults. And now we should be okay. And we are. So I've placed the order, and hopefully that's not too dark. You can see that. It says S0W5. You've sold 0, you're working 5. And I'm going to do the exact same thing and put one on the buy side. Bought 0, you're working 5. So I'm working 2 different orders, which you'll see on your ladder, on the MD Trader, and you'll see them in your order book. This order book, think of it as a global order book. It will show you all your working orders from all the ladders that you have up. Oh, and I see somebody asked about showing the volume histogram. Yes, I'll bring that up right now. I believe you're referring to our volume at price. There it is. And I'll make it look a little bit cleaner too. So if you were interested in seeing the volume at price, there is a visual way with the blue, and also, it's a little bit more bigger, as well as the text. You have a choice. You can have either or both. So right now what I'm doing is I'm using the control and the arrow on the keyboard and trimming them down a little bit. And if you save this, like before you log off to your workspace, you can have it saved so that, it'll be a certain, I guess you'd say like quantity bars, so that by the end of the day, everything looks nicer and will make sense. So this would be the volume at price, and this is showing with the bars and the text. And I see somebody also asked if you can add the EPIQ. I can. I'm going to make this a little bit, let's see. EPIQ is another feature that we have in XTrader. It's the estimated position in the queue, which is great for a contract like the E-minis. So I'm going to go ahead into our properties and enable that. So, and remember, the keyword is estimated, because I know I have a lot of people tell me, well, it's not. This is an estimate on where you are in the queue based on where you entered the order. So now, and it will only show you if you are within the depth. So you'll notice over here, a little bit further away, I'm not, it will update right now. And what that says is I am 3,389 are in front of me. So it's showing you how many are in front of you. That's how many people, or I should say contracts, just have to get filled before it gets to you. So very popular feature. I'm sorry, I was reading one of the questions. oh, how did I change the volume? Height change? I'm sorry. Control on your keyboard, hold that down, and the arrow key left and right. So left to trim it down, right to make it larger. So just the arrow key right now, I'm making it even thinner. Does have the ability to enter simultaneous preset stop loss like the Dome and Ninja. We do have this ability. Now, somebody just asked if we have the ability to enter simultaneous preset stop loss and profit points like Dome. I'll show you what we have, and this would be found in our regular XTrader. So right now, so we did the EPIQ. I got the orders in there. Another thing, I'm actually going to get filled so that you can get a better idea. Moving our orders around, very simple. Right click, drag and drop. I want to move my order to a different price, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it up here so I can get filled. Now, as you can see, I am long 5 at an average price. That shading indicates your average price. It's in a light blue showing that you're long. It'd be more in like a lighter pink if you were short. And you'll also see now my fill window has that one fill, my 5 lot, and the bottom is going to detail until I get out of my position right now. Essentially, I haven't lost money yet. Hopefully we won't. And oh, go ahead, Bill.
We keep getting a constant question here.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to do both. So yeah, go ahead.
Included in the Pro version.
Okay.
Up until now, we have covered only the basic version of XTrader, and so to answer everyone's question, we will notify the audience exactly when we start going into Pro version of the XTrader. So I'll turn it back to Maria.
Okay. So people were asking about the different types of orders. Here in XTrader, you'll notice the SL, SM. That's just to enter basic stop. So this one is your stop limit. The other one is your stop market. You would enter those the exact same way you would enter a regular order. So if I'd like my stop to be entered right here, that's the most I want to lose, then you'll see it pop in there. There is going to be an estimated position in the queue because it is a pending trigger, and it'll say up here pending trigger. It's waiting, and you can see it says order type market. Sorry about that. I need to do that. This stop, and it'll give you more details. I've executed 0, I'm working nothing, and I have an undisclosed quantity of 5 in there. Both of these work the same way. ICE, that's referring to our Iceberg functionality. I apologize, but on our sim, this one is not available, but it is available if you have a production like live license. How this one would work, the exact same way. You'd enter it. You would, right now we have the default quantity as 1, so the Iceberg would enter, I wish I could show this one to you, would enter it as, oh, it did actually take it. Oh, we are linked to our SSC. Okay. We could talk to Velocity about that later.
The SSE is in our Pro version. So
it's in the Pro version, yes. And this one did just get upgraded. So, okay, what it's doing is you've submitted 25. It is on our synthetic strategy engine. Is where the order is live. It's not at the exchange. This is not an exchange, how would you say, it's not an exchange supported one. The exchange, we do have the exchange supported Icebergs, so if you did want to enter one that as well, you can do that. We just happen to be linked to the SSC in this case. So it's doing it, and it's showing that we have undisclosed, meaning it's not out there, nobody can see it in the market. What's undisclosed about 5? Somebody had asked, like, what is undisclosed? That means it's not in the market and nobody can see it. not even the exchange, because how we have it set up, our sim right now, it's actually going to our synthetic strategy engine. So it is undisclosed. Oh, colors. Colors can be changed in, someone asked the question on colors. If you right-click, go to Properties, the Properties is referring to only the E-mini ladder that I have up here. You'll see MD color. And this is everything that you can change on the MD Trader. Worst case scenario, I've had people like mess it up or they want it to just get back. It's a simple restore and it'll put the defaults in as they were. If you have more than one MD Trader and maybe you want all your future windows to look exactly like the one you just created, just set as global default. Any future MD Traders that you open for maybe different contracts, you can have them have those same colors. The Russell is supported. Somebody asked if the Russell is supported. It is. All you have to do is log on to ICE to see the Russell. And before I keep answering some questions, let me go ahead and also show a couple of different order types that are very popular. We got the OCIO. Oh, let me make it a button. Let me make it a button over here. And you'll notice these are all the different order types that you can do. We do have also as well as trailing stops. Once you have them selected, you can make it a button on here. If you need more than the 4, you're limited at the 4, but you'll always have access to see all the different order types by just selecting the drop-down, and you'll see all the different ones that you have in there. An OCIO, one of our popular order types. Let's put a quantity out there, enter the OCIO. That one will be entered manually. We do have one that is automatic, and you can also get that. We have a pro version and a non-pro version. With this version, how you would enter it, and I'm going to delete some orders just so it doesn't get confusing. How you would enter this one is, you'll notice right now it's not letting me enter. It wants a limit order first. It will blink until you put in that second order. So it's order cancels, like other, I've heard order cancels order. I've heard people say order cancels other order, which however you want to phrase it. When one of them gets triggered and filled, it will delete the other one. In this case, I put my limit order up here. My stop is down below. When either one of those gets filled, it's gone. If you decide to delete it, it will delete both because they are linked. And with icebergs, somebody asked like specifically what an iceberg is. What an iceberg is people want to hide their quantity and not really put it out there. They don't even want, in our case, how we have it set up here, we don't even want the exchange to know that we have it out there. So in that case, I'm going to go back to our properties here. You'll see I have iceberg selected. The default quantity is 1. I'll make it 5. So maybe I'll send it out in pieces of 5. So I want to get 100 E-minis, put that in there, but I'm going to send it out 5 at a time. When 5 get filled, it'll send out the next 5 until I'm filled to the full quantity of 100. So that's how our icebergs work. Also very popular. Now with our SSC, you have the ability, especially brokers, they don't want to actually submit it 555. Now they can actually play with it and say, I want to send it out in 4, 6, 7, and like vary it up a little bit.
Maria, I just talked to Velocity, and they have not purchased SSE yet, but they will be getting it.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and cover it.
Okay.
And just to let everybody know, when we are now starting to get into our pro version. So when I mention SSE, which is server-side engine, everything is working at the exchange matching engine that you're trading. So if you're trading a life product on the life exchange, your fingertips are in England. If you are trading S&P minis like we are now, your fingertips are in Chicago. And then I'll let Maria show some of the features that SSE has.
Yeah, and just so you know, that is only available on our Pro version. If you are not going to have the Pro version, that doesn't mean you can't do some of the orders. They just aren't going to be residing there. You're going to be limited. You'll still be able to do Icebergs, but just the exchange-supported ones. So the CME supports Icebergs. You'll just be able to do that, and it won't have all the additional little features that come with ours, where you could vary the quantity, you know, set it up to send it at a certain time, you know, add more criteria to it. Yeah. So let's see what I'm looking at some of the questions. Just, I think some, may I stagger and order at different price levels at the same time? Hopefully I'm answering this question. I'm assuming that you're saying, can you put an order out and then put another one on top of that? Both orders are in. This, if you click on it, it will delete both orders. But let's say, for example, you have two orders out there. You also have the ability to, if you use the middle click on your mouse, so you do have to have a 3-button mouse. I think mostly everybody now has it. The scrolling one, if you press it down, it'll bring up a pop-up order pane, which if you didn't have your order book up or wanted to quickly do it off the MD Trader, you could just do it from here and click delete. And it'll delete it. Oh yeah, right now I happen to have it set to the middle click. You can have it set to hover, but I will say hover is a lot. It means every time you hover over any of your orders, it'll pop up. I know some people find that annoying, but it's a preference. So if you prefer that, that can also be set in our properties. Let's see. Oh, and also to address the, we have our manual OCIO, and I think some people were also looking or asking about maybe automatic. I noticed somebody said earlier an automatic like OCIO. That we have in our Pro and our regular version. It's an add-on, or I shouldn't say an add-on, a plug-in, no additional cost for either if you're a Pro or a non-Pro. And how you would set that one up, I don't believe I have it installed on this one. Let me check. No, there's no plugins, but how that one would work, you would tell it how many ticks away you want your stop, how many ticks away you want your limit order, and once you are filled, it will automatically put in the OCIO for you, and it will appear on your screen. You'll see it. But that way, you don't have to manually do it, and it will just pop in your MD Trader. Yes.
One gentleman is asking about, can we set up targets on the free version?
Targets.
I believe he would be saying trailing
Stop. I was going to say, is that a trailing stop? That by targets, I was also taking it as, you know, a limit and a stop. That's why I'm assuming if that person can just put it in there, are you meaning just stops or limits as well? I've seen traders describe it. I'm going to assume targets and trailing stops. Okay. So I'm going to assume target, your limit order, you can.
Yes.
You can set that up. And the trailing stop, I'll show you. Now, I will say with this trailing stop, it is a little bit different than other trailing stops. I'm just going to enable the trailing stop limit on here. And it's set right now to 3. I'll set it to maybe a little bit further away, 7. Now, what this is going to do is when I enter the trailing stop, it will put it 7 ticks from the last traded price. So it doesn't matter what price that you select in your MD Trader, it will put it at 7 ticks. So in this case, if I hit trailing stop, I'm going to put my quantity of 5, and I'm going to say I want a trailing stop. It doesn't matter actually where you put it. It's going to put it 7 ticks from the last traded price. We are making changes to that in our future versions so that you'll have the ability to actually pick out a price rather than it putting it on a predefined 7 ticks or whatever you may have in there.
Mike, I've got a question for you. I think that when they talk about ATMs, most people here are referring to when you place an order into the market and have XTrader automatically set a profit target, say for the first contract at 8 ticks, the second contract at 12 ticks, and maybe a trailing stop. I think you have plugins for that. I don't know if you can maybe show us some of those today or not.
Yeah, that is the OCIO as well. That's the plugin. You could set it and have it like stagger at different.
Is that the Pro version or the?
I know the Pro version has it. I'd have to confirm whether that one has the staggering one. That would be the multiple levels. I'd have to double check on that for the regular version. But the Pro version does. The Pro version OCIO Trader does.
And we're going to, Mike and the rest of you, we are going to put up an email address for you at the end of our webinar here that you guys can contact us directly, and since the questions are up there, we will get them out the rest of today as fast as we can, if we can't get them all done in the webinar. Maria, why don't you go on to some of the Pro features, like the auto spreader.
Okay, and also this is actually, I just want to confirm, is there XStudy? Do the traders have access to XStudy? I just wanted to know whether to touch on that at all.
No,
No? No? Okay. I just wanted to be sure whether to touch on that or not. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go into way too much detail on the Pro version. By all means, you're welcome to also, contact us. That way you could get, because if not, we'd be here for hours. But our Pro version includes Auto Spreader and Auto Trader, which are these icons up here. You have your Auto Spreader and you have your Auto Trader right next to it. Auto Spreader allows you to spread synthetically any contracts that you want. I mean, essentially you could do, sky's the limit in here. There are the exchange listed spreads. Those are guaranteed by the exchange, and with those you never have to worry about getting hung, legged on anything. With Auto Spreader you do run the risk of getting hung because this is a spread that you've created synthetically. That doesn't exist. From here you have, and this is your setup page, and with the spread multipliers and the ratios, we do ask that you know exactly what you want your spread ratio to be. By spread ratio, I mean the number of contracts for each of the products. So in that case, with the spread multiplier on this, right under there, that's the actual math that's going to configure your window. Let me see if we have one already. Here, our heat rate one, how that looks.
Heat rate, for those of you who don't trade energy, is a power contract and a nat gas contract. Basically, it's calculating the efficiency that a power plant is going to deliver the product. And we've done all the math behind it. Let Maria go.
Yeah, I was going to say, and like I said, I'm not going to go into much detail or bore some of you who aren't really interested in it, but just so you get the basic idea. From here, we can help you set all this up. So we'll guide you as to what what spread price you want to see in your window. We'll try to help you achieve that. In this case, I'm just going to keep all the features that are in here, all the settings that are in here, and launch it, just so you can get an idea on what it would look like. And you'll notice this one looks black and white because this is actually, you'll notice at the top it says ICE. This is live. TT, for some odd reason, doesn't actually want us to trade live and lose money for them. So we just connected so we could see the data so we can set the spread up, probably for somebody, a trader. Here, what you see on here is the spread price. So based on the 2 months that I selected in Auto Spreader, this is the spread price that I created. And I'm going to go back there again so maybe it'll make more sense. Here it is, and it's based on ratio, which means I'm taking A divided by B, the price of A divided by B. The more common ones are implied price, which is A minus B, the price difference between both, or net change, which is the net change of A minus the net change of B. So again, it's up to you how you want to see your spread, how you want to see it visually. And it always helps when I tell traders, have the price that you have in mind. Auto spreader is great, and it gives traders many ideas on like, hey, I want to spread this contract versus that, but have an idea on what you want your spread price to look like. I've heard many a time, I don't know, but I just want to spread it. We'll help you to the best of our ability to try to achieve what you want. In this case, somebody wanted A divided by B. This is the price. Once, if I were to, let me close this. I won't be able to do this because this is live, but you would select your quantity and work the exact same way you do an MD trader. You want to buy the spread at 11:03. What it would do is it will actually place your legs and keep updating them and moving the legs, I should say the orders in the legs, to try to get the price, your spread price that you want. So this is one of our most popular, I think, why people upgrade to the Pro, the auto spreader. Next one, and again, if you guys have questions on that, I know we're going to be getting a lot of these questions. If we don't get a chance to answer every single one, you can always contact us and we can give you a more detailed, like full-blown, like auto spreader demo on it. That way you can ask as many questions and we'll go through every single feature in that auto spreader window. The next one over, Auto Trader. Another very popular, I guess, pro feature that we have. This would be for the automated traders. Another one where you can create any strategy that you would want. You could write it into like sorry, I'm getting like tongue-tied now. Excel. If you could write it into Excel, you could also put it in here.
Before going into Auto Trail, we're going to actually show them how easy it is to do some RTD functionality into Excel. And then
Sure.
Then we can actually break into the Auto Trader after that. One of the neat things about an XTrader is how easy it is to bring the data out into Excel. We have an API feed as well as the front-end feed, so it's not going to the front end and coming to Excel. It's getting to Excel at the exact same time that it would be in the front end. Maria will take you through just a simple taste of maybe a bid and an offer. And to answer the gentleman's question that was up quite a bit ago about the news feed, no, TT does not have an offer news feed. But one of the things that you can do, since we can export our data into Excel, is if most software feeds do have an export feature now. So if you were keying off a certain news feed or a news live announcement, you could bring that feed into Excel, combine it with TT, then spit the trade back out through Auto Trader or straight from Excel.
So for RTD, what that means is real-time data. Right now what I did is I right-clicked just on the ES Juno 3 and it selected RTD. It brought up this RTD generator. I'm going to highlight ES and I'm just going to say I want to bring in, and if you hover over any of these properties, it'll tell you exactly what you're about to do. So what you want, if you want the best ask quantity in integer format, the ask price over here, you could see it in regular XTrader, you could see it in decimal, however you'd like to see it. Hit generate, automatically creates this. Now this is a little bit different than just copying and pasting, because you can also do that from the grid. The RTD is great because it's actually going to our API, grabbing it, and it doesn't touch anything in there. Before, people would copy and paste straight from the grid. This is so much more stable because you're actually taking the data, putting it into Excel, and it's not touching anything within your XTrader. So before, people had so many links. I've seen hundreds of links, and what was going on is it was slowing down their XTrader because it was trying to grab all that information from their actual XTrader and then push it out into Excel. In this way, traders can trade, not worry about it. It's going directly out to the API, grabbing it, and pretty much your trading experience is so much better. You'll notice right now it put it in there. You can save it, open it back up. The only thing that is needed to use the RTD is logging on. As long as you log in, open up your spreadsheet afterwards, it'll make that connection, goes to the API and grabs it from essentially after you log in, and that's all you need. Now from here, you can bring those RTD links into Auto Trader. Same way here, if I go and say RTD, say what you want to bring, and it'll just say copy, and I'm going to paste it directly in there, initializing. So you don't actually have to go all the way out to Excel. The Excel feature is great because what you can do is actually, create your own spreadsheets with all the data. You can also just throw the RTD link just straight into Auto Trader for it to work. So you're probably wondering, okay, Auto Trader, what exactly is it? Okay, what that is our automated, we call it like a gray box, not necessarily a black box. You write your formula, strategy, whatever you may have, into the formula field, and essentially this one has an on and off. You turn it on, and it will be automatically sending your orders out based on what you've created in Auto Trader. So this one, I don't have something off the top of my head, but this one, like I said, is more for the trader that just wants to have his trades automated. Anything really I missed in there? For this one, again, if you are interested in Auto Trader, we can go into a more in-depth. You can contact us, and we'll go into a more in-depth. Maybe if you want to tell us like what you want to accomplish, we can help you also put it into Auto Trader so you can trade.
Mary, we've had a bunch of questions about charting and how charting can be linked into TT. I just spoke with the gentleman at Velocity, and they are going to be getting an FMDS server, which is a financial market data server. And we do have a charting package called XStudy, which you can link your orders directly from the charting package into a trade. I'm going to have Maria bring up XStudy right now.
And actually, I just clicked on the little icon, but an easier way, which I try to get traders used to, is since I already have selected over here my contract, you can drag and drop it from there or go straight into your Market Explorer, select Default Chart, and by default it is going to bring up the chart. This is a 1-minute chart because this is what's defaulted in there. You can change that. This is, I guess you'd say, your basic charting. You can have links to Excel, as you can see here, with the current value. If you don't like the 1-minute chart, you can change the interval over here to maybe a 5-minute chart. And I'll just like quickly go through these. Again, all of this, if you're a chart person, it's your basic charting. It's going off the feed that is in your MD Trader, so they will always match. If they don't, let us know, because that would be a problem. But that's the one great thing about it. For those who are interested in market profile, for those who are familiar with that, we've renamed it, and we call it price distribution, so you can also just select that. That would be our market profile. So we just don't call it market profile. In all the different technical indicators, this is everything that we have. So if you're looking for Bollinger Bands or the stochastics, volume at price, any of those, we have that here. You can, with all the different, you can change the properties, change the colors. I know some people, the colors aren't that great on here. You can also even launch a spread builder. Yes?
One gentleman's asking to show the volume profile.
Oh, sure. The volume, I'm going to assume price. And this is a very cool feature. I know a lot of people are fans of it because you can see it, and it should remind you of was on the MD Trader. And if you grab the prices alongside, you could squeeze them in together. Same with the time.
And yes, you do need the Pro version for the charts.
No, you don't.
Maria, sorry.
Now, but here's the one thing, I will say that's a little bit of a drawback. You won't have all the history. Like, so if you're looking for historical charts, these are more of like your daily charts, or let's just say what you're going to see is you'll be able to go back to the start of like whenever they started collecting the data.
Which I think is around 4 years now.
Yeah, but this would be when Velocity started. No? They've had, okay, 4 years. You'll be able to go back at least 4 years. And we are adding more features. I know continuous charts are coming for those who are looking for those, but you just won't have the entire history. Okay. Okay, I'm not quite sure what type of bar types. Is that the question?
If you have things other than minute, is there tick, volume, Renko, line break?
Oh.
These guys are used to some pretty exotic chart types.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
yeah,
our
charting package is constantly evolving. As I say, we're going to be adding a lot of technical features to it, but it's going to be integrated into, you'll be able to do, I think, your auto trader features off of your charts to launch trades from it. It's constantly evolving, and we are adding different studies.
Yeah, and for all the X study, we can send out also a quick doc that we have to anybody interested. We you cannot add additional historical data onto it from another provider, unfortunately. And you cannot see the orders in the charts, but you can see your fills. You can have some fill indicators in there.
You will be, in the coming features, you will be able to see your orders in the charts. It's just not out yet.
Right.
Fortunately, Velocity stays very close to the latest version of TT, so whatever they're offering is what we have currently available to the market. We're getting a ton of questions, so we're just going to kind of continue with the product, and then, as I say, we're going to put a...
You won't be able to import custom indicators. I see that question.
We're going to get...
the market profile chart. Sure. It's the price distribution. Market profile is called price distribution on us, and there it is.
Yeah, so we're going to continue trying to get through some more product here, and then we'll go back and answer as many of these questions as we can. Again, also, we'll put up an email address that you can ask us, and a lot of these questions can be answered on our website, TradingTechnologies.com. There is a whole section on X study that you can see exactly what's offered in the package.
Yeah, and for those that, eventually will get XTrader, we do have, you can always use us as a resource, and we can always set something up via a WebEx, but we also have some CBTs, like if it's after hours and you wanted to check it out, some of the computer-based training that we have online. And one thing I'll add, which I know we're going to touch on even at the end of it, is if you are interested, the sim that I am on right now is via the internet. So this is our internet-like version. It is live. It's probably a couple of seconds behind the actual real data, but we offer 30-day sim trials for you to check it out and just play around with it. So just something to think about, and we could also give you some information for those that are interested in at least taking a look and playing around on our sim so that they can have it for 30 days.
I see several people asking about our Algo Design Lab again. It is coming out. It will be out in the fall. version 7.11. It's called ADL, Algo Design Lab. It's if you can visualize, we unfortunately don't have anything to show you right now. If you can visualize just like an if-then flow chart system, and as you draw your flow chart, it's writing the code behind the flow chart, and then you will be ready to connect your orders, whatever you want. Whatever you design can be passed right through to the exchange.
Now, for those that would be interested in ADL, I've already seen sort of like prototype of it. It will be another icon on your XTrader Pro. So right now it's still in production. They're doing internal testing. It should be going into alpha soon, followed by beta, which would put us out at about fall, what Bill just said. So it is out. I've seen it, so it is coming.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say for those that were asking about the range bars, Renko bars, custom indicators, all those types of things. Speaking from personal experience, just have your own charting platform next to the XTrader DOM, the MD Trader. That's kind of the best of both worlds. That way you get all the advanced features maybe on your specific charting platform that you like, all your custom indicators that you're used to, and then you also get all the advanced features on the MD Trader, which is really what XTrader is probably known for more than anything else.
Gentleman's asking about his margin account. Can you just bring up where your P&L?
Okay. One thing also that you can bring up, now, right now, what I just did, okay, you have your P&L, which you'll see right here. The other pop-up window that I brought up is the available credit. You'll notice this one's pretty much blank because we don't have anything set up on our sim. This is up to the clearing firm for them to have set this up. I know some people tell me it's blank. So they're the ones who would, if there is any contract margin or anything like that, you will see anything like that in here. So we just don't have it set up on our sim for that.
And gentleman's asking if he uses XTrader free from Velocity. Is he using the super fast connectivity? Yes, you are. Velocity's infrastructure is top-notch and rated so by TT. Their servers sit in Chicago next to the matching engine, and you are getting the best servers you can possibly get.
You export the raw tick data to Excel. I'm assuming you're talking about XStudy. You won't be able to take that out because all of that is residing on the FMDS.
But I think they're asking just of the
Every tick
of
data.
the current product that you're trading that day. Yes, you can.
It's possible,
Yeah.
but you'd have to make that work with Excel, especially every single tick.
Anything that comes through TT in terms of trades, data, can be exported to Excel. And if you have the means of compiling it and keeping it, yes. So you get the answer would be yes to your question.
I had a question. Could you go back to the MD Trader and just go to properties and pause, just for a second, or maybe real quick, run down all the different, I mean, you don't have to talk about them in depth because there's so many features on the properties tab, and there's several tabs that really make it unique and very customizable. It's one of the things that I really found useful, I guess you could say, was all the different things and all the different ways you could customize it. So just right-click in properties and kind of show us all those options.
Sure. Now, MD Trading, you have 4 different tabs. The MD Trading tab is referring to anything related to trading. From the simplest thing, and actually I'll show this. This is very, very new to our latest. Keep forgetting we have it in there. This just came out a couple of weeks ago, this version. The display confirmation box on order entry.
So I want you to zoom in on the ladder. The MD Trader. See that?
Well, I got to get out of this one. Oh, make it bigger?
Yeah.
Zoom in and out. 1 second.
Put it in the center.
guess if I zoom in, I guess I'm assuming it's make it a little bit bigger. I'm
You're talking about how it can skip, like you can show every 5 or every 10 or every 20 levels?
Oh, that. The consolidating. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, the consolidating, this would be to bring, it would be, I see it more for illiquid markets because they're trying to bring in the bids and the offers, but right here, which each increment, it will bring it in by that many ticks, like 3, and it'll just, so this would be consolidating. Probably for this market, bad idea, but for other markets that are not as liquid, definitely, for sure.
If you bring up, just closing that, Maria, what some of the large traders actually do is exactly what you're talking about. They do use the price consolidation. They'll have two MD traders up of the same market, one with all the prices and one without. And so they know on the consolidated version, bring that one in on the left.
Bring it.
Yeah, there's a price consolidation.
Oh, bring it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bring it down
Sorry.
to the 10. Okay, so what Maria did is bring the price consolidation into a half point there. If an extremely large trader knew that they wanted to buy 8,000 contracts, they could go click on 2750, and they're going to get them all. They're going to sweep all the prices, and on the right ladder, they're taking a look at what they're getting up to that at every price level. It's some way that some people use, and some institutions use it. Say like a Merrill Lynch, if they're going to buy, a 20,000 lot, they know exactly where they can get 20,000. So, and also like Maria was saying, something in Houston that we have are power markets. They're very illiquid, often outside of the MD ladder itself. They will consolidate it down so they know exactly where large bids and offers are. Going back to the properties page, I'll let Maria take you through a couple, like right-click sweep, some of the features that are also in there.
Okay, so you've got that, the consolidate. Oh, and I did want to show this new feature, which those who are a little concerned, we are meant for speed, so it's one-click trading. You're buying in the blue, selling in the red, so you do need to be aware of that, and as most of you are, but we did add a display confirmation box on order entry. So what that means, and I'll show you this particular feature, is when I do click, I am going to get this big box that says confirm order. And you can't modify it from here, but it gives you one last look at it. And we put this in at the we had this request for a while, but our owner, who is very speed conscious, he's one of the reasons we didn't put this in here, because he wanted that one-click trading. But it is finally in here for those who want that extra confirm in there. You say okay, submit, and it puts it in. We have the right-click action in buy, sell column. If you have that selected, if you right-click at any time, you will sweep with your max quantity, which in our case right now would be very dangerous. It looks like it's 1 million. Again, risk would always override whatever if you don't have that much of a limit. But just to keep that in mind, that would be for sweeping, essentially. Second default quantity is the more popular one, so your right-click can also be a default. So now when I right-click in the blue or the red, it will put in a 4 all the time. You are using your mouse for everything, so it's a good thing to also keep track. Your right-click is your dragging and dropping. Your right-click, I also just made it submitting an order for 4. And that is your right click. This one right here is your left click default quantity. I'm going to go in and take that display confirmation off. The liquidate, I think I talked about that a little bit earlier, to just get out of your position. And it will delete all your orders. All of these in here are all the different order types that we offer. You can even have a market button if you'd like, and then assign it to all the different order types. Like I said, a lot of this, once you do start trading on XTrader, you could go in and discover everything that you can do. Delete all when you click on the last traded quantity column. A little bit dangerous. You got to be aware that you have that one on, because it will delete all your orders that you have out there with just the click of the last traded quantity column, which is where that market profile, like histogram, is at. MD display. Anything visually that you're seeing. This is where I enabled the EPIQ that you see down here. The clock, you could take the clock off. The high and low, I don't think I pointed it out, but I think most of you can see. Yellow line on the MD Trader is the high, red on the MD Trader is the low. Pretty much customize your bid as display. You could put the bids to the right. Right now we have them both going to the right, but if you'd like them, they can go towards the left. Volume at price, here's where you would enable it. Formatting, here's the price consolidation, also that slider that we talked about. And recentering. Okay, I'm going to close this for a second. In order to recenter your MD Trader, like I said, we are known as a static ladder. So the prices will, you'll notice, have been moving up and down. That black line in the center, that's just the last time I recentered. So the prices right now are going down. If the market happens to move, I think I mentioned earlier, the space bar on your keyboard, you can use the scrolling up here. You want to be careful if you enable the recenter, the automatic grid recentering. People ask all the time, and I know they've asked Bill, well, why do I have to recenter it? And what we usually tell them is, if you want to be careful, it's like if you have that feature on, it's like you're trying to like.
If you're trying to click on exact price at the same time the screen recenters,
That's not
you
good.
may miss that price, and that's why we don't recommend it for traders that trade a lot of volume.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're trying to hit a moving target. So you want to get a certain price, and at the same time it recenters on you. You probably won't like the price that you get, or maybe you would have gone to the market, depending on where that market is, where it's recentering at. So just something to note. Automatic grid recentering is used for maybe markets you're not actively trading and you just are viewing. I see that more often than not.
Someone's asking about the small mode. If you could, they said it looks like it's taking a lot of real estate.
It does. Now, right now we did happen to expand it. You can make it small. Let's just say you wanted to customize your MD Trader to a certain size. That's one way of doing it. I know a lot of traders who want it to be a specific size. I'm going to put it back to standard. We also have a preset small mode. It will automatically go to this sizing.
And we also have the floating order entry window. So if you're trading several different products, we'll turn the MD ladder into a floating order entry window.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see as she clicks on different products, that product will then populate the ladder itself.
Yeah. So this is a static ladder. I'm going to go over here to the grid. And let's say you actually like the grid field. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger as well. I'm going to show you what Bill is referring to. Let's see. One, I'm going to take the attached off. So now I'm just looking at a big grid. And now I'm going to enable the floating. Now when I select on a price, it will automatically bring up an MD Trader with already all the properties that I have set in the global. So it will bring it up, and you'll notice it's on the NASDAQ because that's the one I happen to pick. If I say I want to trade the E-mini, S&P, it will change. I don't know if you can really tell, but there's a yellow border around it. It's sort of faint and light. I think it's a little bit darker. It will be a little bit darker when you go live, but that is one versus this is just a static ladder. It's not going to move. this would be the floating one, and you can change it to different ones. It saves on, that definitely saves on real estate, and you can have this one also set to small mode if you'd like. So that's something that's also very popular to save on real estate. And I think there were just a couple more things that I wanted to mention in here. So like I said, this is to display anything visually, think of it that way, that you'd want to change. Take off your screen, just go to the MD display. MD color, all the different colors that you may want to change. Let's say if I wanted to change the buy side, the blank color, it'll highlight it, letting you know that's what you're about to change. Maybe I want to make it white. And maybe now the sell side blank as well, make that white. Hit apply, you can make that as your global setting, and now it looks different. You can customize it to the colors you like. I know some people, if they're coming off a different platform, they may want it to look, at least their eyes are used to a certain thing. You can make it look pretty much as close as you could to what you want it to be. And the last one, the MD Advanced, this would be if you did want to invert the price column. Bill, you might know why somebody would want to invert the price column. No?
I'll let you handle it.
It will, and I'll just show you. I don't know. I've seen some people ask for that. You'll notice now the bids are above, so they're just going the opposite way. The enable user defined price column right now, it's if I enable that and I hit apply, what it's showing me is the net change for each of that price from the previous day settlement. That one, I have had people be interested in viewing that. And then over here, all the additional ones, if you did want to display the yield to maturity, all this information is found on the CME website. You can find that, and it would take updating that every day if you did want to see it that way. The same as if you want to see it just in yield or, you know, any of that. Specifically this one, if anybody is interested in that, the only thing I can say is the CME updates that on a daily basis, and you would have to go in here and update it every day. You cannot import it in. I know people have asked me about that. So
I think Velocity has asked me to touch briefly on their fixed connectivity to Trading Technologies. We do have an open API, which you can register on our website to DevNet and become a registered API user. And we have a free SIM that comes with it, and we also have a 24-hour help desk that's available with DevNet. You have to take a few small tests to let us know that you are proficient in whatever language you are choosing, whether it's Fix or C++, in order to participate in the API program. I'm going to take you through a brief description of Fix, and forgive me, it's not my specialty. Fix is a language that banks use to talk to each other. And what it means is that every single thing that you do has a tag, and that tag never changes. So if we look here, tag 35 means this is a new order coming. So it doesn't matter whether Merrill Lynch is talking to Velocity, whether Velocity is talking to TT, whatever. When they mention tag 35, that's a new order. So it's a great way for financial institutions to talk to each other. Now we have a fixed adapter which goes to connects with NinjaTrader via Velocity, and you can it's already the work's all done for you. The Fix engine is in place, and whatever development you want to do through Ninja goes through the TT Fix adapter, so you get all the benefits of TT speed to the exchange, and you get the ease and use of the NinjaTrader. We have several fixed engines that you can write in. As here we have Quick Fix, which is free and open source, Cameron, and then we have proprietary, which our fix adapter is. It's called Fix Core. That's proprietary to TT. Goldman Sachs has Apollo. Merrill Lynch has Nemo. TT's fix adapter works in a way as described here. The fix adapter is just like a translator. It's going to make sure that my fix talks to whatever institution's fix engine that you're writing to. It works as the diagram says. This is as simple as we can make it. It's a fixed telephone talking to another fixed telephone. And you can do order routing to multiple gateways through the fix adapter. Unlike when you write to the API, it's usually for the specific product, for the specific exchange that you're writing to. The fix adapter for TT talks to all the gateways that TT is talking to. So 31 different exchanges around the world that we connect to. Our single fix adapter can route orders to every one of those exchanges. Our website has a lot of stuff to help you with this. Again, this is for the very advanced trader and or institution to use these kind of products. And we have the resources to help you, as well as Velocity can point you in the right direction to get our help. Just some more drawings of exactly how everything communicates. This is our API, which is you can also write to. Goes straight through the XTrader Pro to the gateway. The fix goes through a fix adapter, and from the application, in this case, you would be coming from NinjaTrader into TT fix adapter. That's a lot of information to touch on briefly, but it's not a fixed demo, so I don't really want to spend much time on it. Again, I said we have an open API, so you can bring in whatever platforms, whatever data feeds you want to combine with TT. It is a very well maintained database of code in C++ and several other languages. You can go in and search the library of code to find something that you might just want to add to. The help desk says they'll get back to you on an email, usually within 2 days. Often is just an hour or two. And again, it's 6 days a week, 24 hours a day. And it's on TradingTechnologies.com once you register as a API user. Is there any more questions that we might not have covered that you folks might want to cover?
Has any other questions for Trading Technologies, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, I'd like to see if Bob can come back on just for a second. I saw a few questions through the presentation of people that were asking, how do they get XTrader and how much is it, and those types of questions. If you want to just very briefly review that again, Bob.
Yeah, you there? You can hear me?
No.
Okay, so the question is, how do you get XTrader through us? If I'm sharing this page, can you see our homepage for our website here, Mike? Am I sharing yet?
We're still on the TT presentation. I don't.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure there weren't any other questions for TT, and I think that we've exhausted all the questions already. So, Maria and Bill, I want to thank you guys. And unless you want to show us anything else, I'm going to turn the control back over to Bob just for a second so we can wrap this up.
That would be fine, and thanks again for letting us do this. And if you want to contact us directly, you have Maria's name and my name, and just add at TradingTechnologies.com and feel free to email.
Maria.Hernandez@TradingTechnologies.com
and Bill.Markham@TradingTechnologies.com. Thanks again, guys.
Okay, great. And I'll put that info in the thread on the forum too, so you guys can send them an email. All right, Bob, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Sure. All right, so the question is, how do you get XTrader? Obviously, you open an account with us first. You can just click on Get Started, Open an Account.
Change it to one screen, please. It's really big.
Jeez. Let me know when I get it here. Hang on. How's that? No?
Not yet. No. It's still sharing both monitors. You got to change the GoToWebinar to just do one monitor.
I'm sorry. Let's see here.
It's on the GoToWebinar app. It says Show My Screen. There's a little drop-down box. You can change it to just one monitor.
Right. Maybe that works. No? There's no just show one monitor.
Yeah.
I think the system doesn't know that it's. Can you?
Well, that worked, but we're on a Firefox window now where you download
Right.
GoToMeeting.
Here you go. How's that? That working?
It's good.
Okay. So the website, very simple. Get started, open an account. If you're an individual, you click here, and you just go in and open the account, tell it's an individual, and you go through the steps to open an account. As soon as you're done finishing this, and it's not going to let me do it without putting in all kinds of information, which I won't waste your time looking at it. As soon as you're done doing that, it will take you directly and give you a user ID and password that you use on the account application process. Take you right into the client portal, which will be yours. And from there, you can select any trading tool that you want. You can also go into trading platforms here. You don't have to select it right at that time. But you can go into trading platforms and say, click on XTrader. And you can go to Learn More if you want. And you can get a flash tour. Or you can request a free simulator. So demo request, you fill in your, it's just name, email address, and phone number. And we'll set you up. We'll set you up with a simulator. You can start off with that, or you just open an account, and like I said, during the process it'll ask you which platform you want to use, and you sign that up. These are the different XTrader fees, by the way, for 1, 2, and 3 exchanges. For Pro, XTrader Free, like I said, you don't pay the $625 a month. You pay a little extra in contract fees, commissions per contract. But like I believe Mike was saying, if you're a lower volume trader that normally wouldn't be able to or didn't want to pay the monthly fee, it's a real good way to get going, get your feet wet before you get to a larger size, and then you can switch over to any of the other XTrader products. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think you got it. And I see somebody asking about the data feed. So just to make sure everybody understands that TradingTechnologies is a data feed, and
yes.
That comes along with XTrader. And for those of you that want to use the XTrader MD Trader for the actual execution, and then a different charting platform, you can do that. And maybe you want to use IQ feed or something like that for the charting platform. Whatever your favorite charting platform is, it can be powered by whatever data feed that you would like, and then have the orders submitted through TradingTechnologies and XTrader. That's how I used to do it.
I mean, I think it's important to point out that XTrader, there's a lot of platforms out there. They all have their pluses and minuses. Many of them use TradingTechnologies back end for their quotes and everything, and are just kind of a thin client that sits on top of TT's data, and just is a way to display that data to you and for you to click around and send things through the system. XTrader is both, and XTrader has been around a very long time. They are certainly the most popular system out there, especially with higher volume professional traders and so forth. It's the Cadillac, I guess, of trading platforms in the futures business. So not saying that there might be different traders that for different reasons want to use other platforms. There certainly are. I mean, like he was saying, NinjaTrade is very popular. It's very inexpensive and easy to use. But like I said, this has been our premier trading platform since day one. We actually, when we started as an FCM, we had one trading platform, and it was TradingTechnologies XTrader. So I've been very happy with it. Our clients seem very happy with it, and I think you will be too. Any other questions?
XTrader is probably best summed up as fast and advanced.
Yeah. I mean, you can use it simply. It's not like you have to take a course to know how to use the basic functionality of it, but it goes as deep as you're going to want to go. I can promise you
Like one last question on the minimum account size and the
Yeah, I see that. There's no difference. There's $5,000, to open an account. There's no difference between XTrader and any other platform, at least at Velocity, that you're required to have more or less money for. So same requirements as everything else. And again, if you want to go into commissions and review any kind of other information, specific commissions, the specs on each contract, maintenance requirements, intraday requirements, it's all posted right there for you. A lot of your questions can be answered from the website, but if they don't, the number's right up top here, and you can go onto a live chat and ask questions at will as well. Yep, all types of accounts. And thank you, D. Samos, for thanking us.
Well, I want to thank Bob. I want to thank Dale, also at Velocity, for his brief appearance. And want to thank Bill and Maria at Trading Technologies for answering everybody's questions today. I want to remind everybody that the webinar is recorded, and it will be posted later today or tomorrow. And to view the recording, just go to the regular place on the forum, and you'll see it there. And also in the thread that was created for this webinar, we're going to put Bill and Maria's email address if you have follow-up questions, as well as an email address for Velocity, so you guys can get all your remaining questions answered. You can also private message Bob directly on the forum if you want, and he'll be sure and get all your questions answered. Okay, guys, I hope everybody has a good afternoon and evening, and we'll see you on the forum.